Welcome everybody to today's webinar. We're super excited to talk about the 6 best strategies to increase listing inventory with our host, of course, Coach Darryl Davis. To get the most from today's webinar, we want you to take really good notes. And we want you to use this Q&A section here on the control panel. We're going to be taking all of your questions at the end, but it is going to be a fully packed hour. So just so you know, if we don't get to your question right away, we will get to it. If you want to reach Darryl at any time after today's webinar, you can reach him at Darryl Speaks on all social media channels. Darryl is the author of 3 books, all published by McGraw-Hill Publishing. That first one you see there, How to Become a Power Agent in Real Estate, is actually the best-selling book to real estate agents on Amazon.
Yay!
Yay! Darryl was named one of the top newsmakers, influencers, and thought leaders for 2020 by Risk Media Magazine. He's also the recipient of the coveted CSP designation by the National Speakers Association, which is only given to less than 2% of speakers worldwide. On that note, you know what, Darryl, take it away. We've got a lot to learn, I know.
All right, thank you, Julie. So gang, a couple of more pieces of, I guess, logistics to cover before we get into the content. One of the common questions that we always get, and I want to address it up front now with you, is this webinar a sales pitch? It absolutely is not. I know what that feels like. You go to a webinar, you think you're going to get something, and you don't get that, and it's very frustrating. So this is not a sales pitch, but I want a point of clarification that, so we are coaching members, we call them power agents. And part of the membership for our power agents are these weekly online training. And so some of you on this call are guests. And we're so happy that you're here. But the reason for sharing this, though, is because from time to time, I will be speaking directly to the power agents that have access to some other stuff. So don't get frustrated when we do that, just being totally transparent with you. For those of you that are guests, I'll just give you a Reader's Digest version really quick for 30 seconds. The Power Agent program is $47 a month. It's actually $97 because of coronavirus. We're keeping it at this lower level right now. But new Power Agents can access the program for the first 30 days for only $5. And you can cancel any time. You have complete access to everything. And we have some really cool bonuses today. And I am going to be teaching from some of those bonuses today. So I'll make reference so you'll see what that is. All right. So we're going to get into these 6 strategies right now. So you should take a lot of notes. And like Julie said, as I'm doing this webinar, you may have questions. We are going to open it up to questions at the end. We're supposed to do this till for an hour, but we're going to stay an hour and a half. So we're going to go an extra 30 minutes, and it's in that 30-minute segment that we're going to answer questions for you, okay? So here's the first thing I want to teach you guys and gals is to be a leader in our industry, real estate. You know, right now, this is, when you think about it, there's some professions. I'm going to switch over here. I'm going to try and do this, Julie. So just pay attention here where I'm going to switch maybe between the screen share and my camera here. So, you know, there's some industries during this pandemic that have done extremely well. There's some that have been put out of business. And interestingly enough, in real estate is one of the industries that has actually done very well and is continuing to do well. And I think part of the reason why that is because in parts of the country where we've been talking about sheltering in, where we've been telling people to shelter in, their home. And so the home has become front and center, one of the most important things in people's lives. And I think people have recognized that. And so in my opinion, this pandemic is our pandemic, meaning real estate professionals. We have an opportunity to make a difference in people's lives. And in part of that, I want to have a conversation with you that is not political. So let me just jump over to that. Oh, hang on. Okay, I'm jumping between screens. It's not a political conversation about what you think, because some people on this call may feel like, you know what, the pandemic is the worst thing to happen. Some people still like, what pandemic? It's just a cold. So when you're a business person, it doesn't matter what you think. It matters what your customer thinks. Business 101, manage the customer's perception. Now, because we're dealing with this coronavirus, there's some people in the world, in your community, that think, again, this is the worst thing. Some think it's no big deal. So you have to assume everybody that you deal with is concerned about this virus. Here's a restaurant that, managing the customer's perception, they created these little cubicles, which, if you're looking at the screen, right, it's actually very romantic and beautiful. This particular restaurant, their business went up. Amazon, if you pay attention to Amazon right now, there's all these commercials where they're really sending the message out there about, well, now they shifted. They're talking a lot about being green and how committed they are to lowering emissions and being a responsible business person. But at the very beginning of this pandemic, they were very clear with their customers, like, we're making sure our employees are safe, make sure our customers are safe. If you go to Domino's website, which I happen to, actually, I have a card and I've got a lot of points. With them, I'm like, I didn't order Domino's for a week, and they sent me a get well card. They thought I was sick. So anyway, I've been getting a little weight over here. But if you go to Domino's website, this is the first thing that is on their screen to manage the perception of the customers. Like, assume the worst. Like, if you assume everybody is worried about the virus, how can you as a business manage that perception? This is what they're doing. One of the things that we're telling our power agents to do is to do the same thing, right? So this is a shot of one of our power agents doing an open house. I'm not going to play this video. This is just a picture of the video. But this power agent, they had a table, they had the hand sanitizers, gloves, booties, sign-in sheet, the forms that are necessary because of coronavirus, the mask, the gloves, the whole 9 yards. To just, in case somebody's concerned about it, they're managing that perception. So we've been promoting talking to homeowners about, because watch this. Let me just jump back to me here on this camera, is that you may have some homeowners. We're talking about building our listing inventory, right? You may have some homeowners that are concerned about letting people into their home. They may be concerned about, how do you sell a house in a pandemic in the middle of so you may have people like that. You may not, but it's better for you to assume the worst. Assume every person that you talk to is concerned about the virus. Therefore, what would you say? How would you present yourself? So we've been telling power agents, we coined the phrase, calling it a safe showing. And here's what a safe showing stands for. You would tell a homeowner, Mr. Ms. Hanna, we have in my company here, it's called the safe showing process. We make sure that everybody's sanitized, right? So the buyers, we have hand sanitizers. That's number one. Number two is, after an open house, we will have a cleaning crew come in and sanitize the entire house if that's something that you want, which, by the way, gang, that's something you can offer as a service or not. That's just an idea. We also make sure, Mr. and Mrs. Hanna, that the airways of every buyer that comes in is covered so that they have a mask that we feel is good. And some homeowners say, oh, I watch the news, like those bandanas are not really masks. If you're concerned about that, Mr. and Ms. Hanna, I will have a surgical mask for them to give to a buyer if they don't have that particular one. We'll make sure that every buyer that comes into your home, they either A, take their shoes off, or they put on these booties that I have in my possession for these showings. And the last is eyes only, meaning the buyers will have gloves on. They will not touch anything. I will make sure before showings that we open up everything, the doors, the cabinets, windows, even for airway. So what did our parents say to us as kids? See with your eyes, not your hands. And we'll make sure that you have safe showings when you work with our company. Here's something else too, as far as being a leader in our industry. We have homeowners that are asking the question, should I sell now? Yeah, here I believe now is a great time to sell. Every part of the country, here's why. Mortgage rates are so super low. That is also one of the things that have been driving and helping our profession stay strong and healthy in the middle of a pandemic. That right there is stirring a lot of buyer activity. You have less competition. Right now, there's fewer homeowners than there are buyers. So the fact that you have less competition is why your property will sell for higher. Any buyer that's going to come out during this pandemic, you know they've got to be serious that they're committed. We've seen it happen where there's multiple offers. And as your agent, I'm more equipped to help you and keep you safe. You know, when we talk about like virtual tours, gang, watch this. We've invented virtual tours. Our industry invented virtual tours. A lot of for sale by owners, they don't know what a virtual tour is or how to do that. And houses are selling for top dollar. Let me show you, Mr. and Ms. Hanna. Here's an example of one of our colleagues, which, gang, by the way, this is one of our power agents. And the power agent, Joanne Mills, did this open house. You'll notice everybody's practicing safe distance. Everybody's got a mask on. Some cases, we even got some gloves on. And this house sold one open house for, I think it was at least 50, I want to say 75, but at least $50,000 above the asking price, around 350,000 went for 4. So this is the type of market we're in. So gang, you want to be a leader in your profession. You want to make sure that you are on the front line, managing customers' expectation, telling them now's a great time to sell. Listen, here's what we know. Market is hot. Is it going to stay hot for a seller? We don't know. But today it's hot. Take action today. Second thing, what you need to do to improve your listing inventory is choose a dial for dollars. Now, I do want to talk to power agents in just a second. This is one of our power agents, by the way, Charles Mayone, July, and actually I don't have August, June, July, and August. No, that's not true. He just missed August. He missed it by one transaction. He just texted me. He's very upset. But July, he was the top agent out of 7,000 agents in his company. He makes about $300,000 a year. He's one of the top 5 agents in his marketplace. Charles, a big listing power agent. And so we're going to talk about some of the things that he's learned. So talking directly to power agents, what I'm about to share with you is in the website. Go to the classroom. So go to the classroom. When you go to classroom, there's all the tabs about, what we train you on: objection handling and servicing listings, time, money management. But there's one tab called prospecting. So right now I am teaching some things from that specific tab. So power agents always ask, where is it? And in that tab, power agents, one of the things you'll find is this activity tracker. What I love about this activity tracker, it helps you stay focused on prospecting. So what I want everybody to do is, power agents and guests, is pick something you're going to do when it comes to dialing for dollars. So let me share with you what I mean here. There is a tremendous amount of dialogue in the Power program. We're going to focus on just a few of them. There's dialogue for expireds, for rent by owners, vacant property, etc. I want to focus on just a handful. And the ones that I'm going to focus with you guys on now are things that you can do on the telephone. Now, I'm going to talk about some other strategies beyond the telephone, but I just want to recap. Let me summarize because I feel like I don't want to lose anybody. Number 1, be a leader in your industry. These are the 6 strategies. Number 2, pick at least one item that is going to be you on the telephone to generate listing appointments. I'm going to give you a few ideas. One of them is for sale by owners. Now, I want to do a disclaimer because there's a question people have is, Darryl, can you still call for sale by owners if they're on the do not call list? My disclaimer is this: you have to do whatever your broker says to do, right? So your broker is kind of it goes from God, Department of State licensing, then your broker. It's in that order. So with that said, if your broker says do not call a FSBO who's on the do not call list, then don't. If your broker doesn't have an opinion, here's my opinion: it's totally okay to call for a sale by owner who's on the do not call list. And I'm going to tell you why. Before I do, I want to just validate something about me. This is a picture of one of our audiences. Every year in January, we do the inventory intensive. It's one full day in Long Island, New York, teaching for sale by owners and building inventory and expired, all that stuff. And you can tell we're having a lot of fun. I don't know if we're going to do it this January. I'm 99% sure that we're not. We'll probably skip this year and do it next year. But anyway, This is a picture from the last class. And what happens is the agents that come to the class, we get about 700 people, they bring real FSBOs and expireds to the class. And from the stage, I call FSBOs live. So you'll see I'm holding my phone there, and you'll see a little cord coming out of the phone. Now, my batting average, if I talk to 3 for sale by owners, I'll schedule 2 appointments. Now, by the way, the reason why I do this, gang, is to show people how easy it is using the dialogue that I created years ago, because this is how I built my business, was for sale by owners and expireds. I'm telling you all this to let you know this is my specialty. I'm really good at it, and I do a lot of research. Okay, so when I tell you as an expert in this arena that it is totally okay to call for sale by owners if they're on the do not call list, here's why. The do not call list is very clear. It says you cannot make unsolicited calls to people who are on the list. Well, when a for sale by owner advertises their house for sale and they put a phone number out into the world and they say, hey, I'm selling my house, call me. It is now not unsolicited. We are responding to the ad that they put out in the world. That's why it doesn't apply to us. So anyway, but again, like I said, you do whatever your broker says to do. If your broker says don't do it, then don't. Okay. With that said, I will tell you, those of you that are going to pursue that, one of our power agents from Howard Hanna, upstate New York, Carmen, she said she loves Darryl's FSBO dialogue. I actually find that FSBOs are nicer during this pandemic. I listened to 5 FSBOs in 1 week. That's 1 weekend. That's pretty good. Now, I asked Carmen when she said this, why do you think they're nicer? And here's what she said. Well, she said, because I think they're locked in, they're bored. The truth is, gang, here's why I believe that for sale by owners are so much nicer in this pandemic. It is because they're committed to selling, but they're concerned. They're concerned about the virus and about letting people in and the exposure. Here's my point. Do you remember how you and I were when the pandemic first started to come back in March and April and May? And we're like, oh my gosh, how are we going to do our business? How do we do this new real estate reality? Let me tell you something. The homeowners are 10 times more confused than you and I. What we're finding, listen to me, what we're finding, power agents, is that for sale by owners and buyers see the value in a realtor more now than ever. If there was any time for you to succeed, now is that time, because there seems to be a level of respect that I call them civilians, the buyers and sellers, that they have for us. So this is a great opportunity for you. So, and plus, here's what I believe. For sale by owners should not be doing it on their own. They lose money. So actually, we're helping people. We're serving people. We're not selling people. Now, power agents, I do want to talk to you for a second. There is a webinar that we did on that goes deep on just calling for sale by owners and calling expireds. Okay, so we're not going to get into that dialogue on this call, but there's that for you. Now, here's something else. When it comes to dialing for dollars, I highly recommend what you do is you lock yourself in. You pick a certain day and time. You say, don't disturb. Put up a sign saying, don't disturb me, the family. Like if you're working at home, tell the family, listen, I'm dialing for dollars. Leave me alone. Don't disturb me. I'm focused on my targets. I'm hitting my targets. All right. And if your family is upset with you because you're working too hard, try this one. Take a picture of your family, stick it in the middle of this thing and say, I'm prospecting for a purpose. And honey, you and the kids, you're my purpose. So they'll be, all right, keep calling. Yes, I want to buy you something, so I need to get a listing. Let me tell you what's powerful of you putting up a sign. Wait, I got to go back here over here. I got this little manual thing. I've got to do this when I want to switch just to the camera, because I want you to see just what I want to say to you. The power in you putting up a sign somewhere, if you're in your office, your home, and you say, bada bing, listen, do not disturb. I'm making it rain. That act of you hanging that up is not just putting everybody else on notice to not bother you. You're actually taking a stand for yourself. You're actually making a commitment. Okay, now's the time. I'm going to make it rain for 1 hour. I'm going to dial for dollars. I'm going to do what I can to improve my business. So the act of doing this is empowering and motivating to you. So that's my thought on that. Okay, so going back to this, Expired. So number one is FSBOs. And by the way, just a point of clarification, gang, you should pick you can do as many as you want. What I'm asking you to do is 6 strategies. The second strategy is to pick one dial for dollars and pick a time that you're going to do this on what days, okay? Some of you might have a question when and how often. I'll cover those questions later. Expireds is another option. So let's take a look at the dialogue. Power agents, you have this in your in that prospecting page of the Power menu of the website, but let me just focus on one aspect of the dialogue. Keep in mind, gang, I said this for people who came to the call later. We're going wide on 6 strategies. We're not going deep on any one specific one on this call because we only have an hour. So when you call an expired, say, hi, I'm calling, may I speak with Ms. Jones? Hi, this is Darryl Davis, Power Realty. How are you? The reason why I was calling is that you had listed your house for sale. It expired off the MLS. I was wondering if you're still wanting to sell. And the homeowner may say no or say, yeah, we're thinking about it, blah, blah, blah. So here's step 4 that I wanted to focus on. Build that relationship. You want to say to them, well, listen, I'll tell you something, Mrs. Jones. What we're finding is in these crazy times is that there's still buyers committed to buying a house, and there's actually a shortage of homes for sale. This is actually working out to seller's best interest. So now, it's really the perfect time to sell and get top dollar for your house. Let me ask you, if I could find a buyer for your house, would you consider putting it back on the market? And if they say, well, it depends on how much it is or whatever they say, now you start the conversation, you start the dialogue. So expireds is a great source for you to generate listing appointments. Number 3 is houses for rent, especially now. The president just said that he's put a
moratorium.
What Julie said, moratorium. Thank you. I'm glad. Well, you're right on that, Jules. So you took yourself right off mute. I love it. So the moratorium and thing till the end of December. So that means that any landlord, they can't evict any of their tenants between now and December. So there's some, it's like half of the, I will tell you, we don't have time to talk about it on this call. Unfortunately, that doesn't address landlords that still have to make mortgage payments. And if they don't have a revenue, what do? So that act is actually going to create problems in our industry. And power agents, we'll talk about that on our Monday coaching call and how to plan ahead for that, because we're going to see more houses come to the market because of that, unless Congress does something. But in any event, if you see a house for rent, let me tell you something. Anybody that's a landlord and they're trying to rent their house, now is a perfect time to consider maybe not renting, but to actually sell it. Why? Number 1 is we don't know what the government's going to do after December when it comes to evicting tenants. So you don't want to rent the house and 30 days after they're in, they don't pay you. What are you going to do? Number 2 is houses are selling for top dollar. If there was any time to maybe cash out, now's the time. You're going to get top dollar and not deal with tenants. So let me show you the dialogue. Power agents, again, this is all, by the way, guests on the call, I didn't say this. Do you see it on your screen at the bottom of the screen? It says darrylspeaks.com/trial. Don't go there now. But later, if you go there and you decide you want to kick the tires for $5, you're going to get a copy of these slides. You'll get a copy of all this dialogue. So we'll talk about that later. But I know some people are wondering. But power agents, this is in your prospecting tab, okay? For rent by owner dialogue, let's just jump to this part here. The reason why I'm calling Mr. Hana is I see that you're renting your place, but I was wondering if I had someone who wanted to buy your house for a nice profit, would that be of something you'd be interested in? So, gang, what I'm suggesting you do is that you call Houses for Rent and ask the homeowner, hey, listen, if I had a buyer who wanted to buy this property, take it off your hands, you make so. Is that something you consider? I'm telling you something, gang, there's gold in those houses for rent. Past clients. It's another place that you, now for some of the newer agents on this call, you may not have past clients, obviously, because you're new to the business. So this may not be one of your first choices, but some of our experienced agents on the call, you're not working your past clients and you know you should be. Let me tell you about one of our power agents, Annette Mina. She's with Douglas Elliman. Over 7,000 agents in this company. She is the number 1 in the whole entire company. For the last 3 years, she has hit that spot, and she's probably going to hit it again this year. The reason why I'm showing you that, she inspires me to teach this. Because Annette, one time I asked Annette, I said, Annette, how many clients do you have in your past clients, your database? She said like 972 or something. And what was interesting to me is that Annette knew right down to the exact number. And my point here is that Annette's about growing her numbers because she knows if she has this many clients, past clients in her database, she knows that's going to generate X amount of business for her each and every year. Like she's very scientific in the math of it all. And I just love that thinking. So what I did here is I created this dialogue for those of you that have past clients and you have lost touch with them. How do you restart that relationship, right? Here's quick, very simple dialogue. Watch this. Hey, hi, this is Darryl Davis. Pam, how are you? Oh, great, Darryl. How are you? Boy, I haven't talked to you in a while. Yeah, thanks. Listen, I was recently thinking about my past clients, and I was in a training class, and this guy was talking about our past guy. You came to my mind, and I just want to reach out and see how you're doing. Now, depending on where you are in the country and the virus and you can address that a little bit too. Like if the virus is hot in your city, say, I was thinking about you. And of course, you see the news and all the upset. Anyway, I just wanted to see how you guys are doing. So you tweak that a little bit depending on, and they'll say, we're fine. We're doing great. Thank you for asking. How are you doing? Oh, I'm super. So tell me what's going on with you. And what is important, gang, is you want to have in step 3, have them talk about them, right? About the kids and about the school and then about anything that's going on in their life. The most important thing is number 3 is have them talk about them. Now, here's what's going to happen. When they talk about themselves, they're going to naturally, instinctively, unless they've got no soul, they're going to have to ask you, well, how are you doing? But let them ask you, because then this is what you'll say. Well, you know what? Because the interest rates are so low right now, we're finding one of 2 things are happening with people. So real estate's just crazy. It's going great. And the reason, here's the 2 things. Either people are refinancing their house to get this lower rate. And what they're finding is some people are bringing down their payments, or they're maintaining their payment, but taking out some equity to do improvements in their home. Or they're saying, you know what, let's go find our dream home. The interest rates are so low, we can actually buy a bigger house, a bigger mortgage, but the payment will stay the same. And so that's what we're finding is those 2 things. And then you'll finish up the call and say, if you need anything, consider me. Now, when you do that number 4 and you say, this is what we're finding, one of 2 things with homeowners is they're either refinancing or they're buying the dream home. Then they're going to say to you, Pam, that your client's going to say, really? How low are the rates again? Do you think we should do our rate? You're low. Well, what's your rate now? But anyway, you'll start the dialogue. So it's in number 4 where you may generate that listing appointment, come back to see their house, to get an update, see if they made any changes, get to see them again, bring over some paperwork. Okay. Number 5 is orphans. Let me tell you what orphans are. These are not people who don't have parents. They are, but that's not the reference here. The reference here is in sales, an orphan is somebody who they bought or sold their home through your company. The agent who is involved in that transaction is not working for your company anymore. Therefore, they don't have any agent following up with them. So they're an orphan. So what you can do is ask your broker for all of these orphans in the company, all of the closed transactions that the agents no longer work for the company, and you adopt them as your client, you see. In the dialogue, power agents, there's a whole dialogue in the prospecting tab. I'm still in the same tab of prospecting. And I'm just going to jump to this one part of the dialogue, and that is here, step 3, clarify. The reason for so you call up the homeowner, you go, hi, may I speak with Mrs. Hannah? Hi, Miss Hannah, this is Darryl Davis, Power Realty. How are you? Great. The reason why I was called, here I am, step 3. The reason for the call is I want to apologize. It seems as though you bought a home from our company 5 years ago, and the agent who is involved in that sale is no longer working for our company. Now, the reason for the apology is it seems as though we lost touch with you. So I've been appointed by my company to be your new representative. If you ever need anything real estate related, any questions, I'm here to personally take care of you. Oh, well, that's very nice. And then you start the dialogue with the questions. By the way, how are you enjoying the house? Have you made any improvements to the house? Do you know what your house is worth? One of the things we offer, and then you'll maybe turn it into an updated market analysis, that one phone call. Let's jump on to the next thing. Oh, listen, gang, for the guests, I want to talk to the guests for a second. Guests at the end, Sarah, don't do anything, Sarah, yet. I forgot to tell you, don't pop up any. So, gang, at the end of the webinar, there's an opportunity for this trial, and for $5, one of the things you get is this prospecting dialogue that I've been showing. Okay, so I just want to make it. It's all for $5, but let's go on. Here's the next thing. When it comes to prospecting, FSBOs, expireds, right? People ask, Darryl, how do I find and put that all together, FSBOs and expireds? The company that we promote, in our opinion, is the number one in this arena, is called RedX. And if you're not familiar with RedX, check them out, because what they do is they do the heavy lifting for you. They will they get the expireds from your MLS. They reverse it to get their phone number. They give it to you on a silver platter. Every day you log into your account, and there's a list of all the expireds for the day with their phone numbers, for sale by owners, for rent by owners. That's the third one on the screen. Pre-foreclosures. Storm Dialer is not a lead gen. That's a separate tool that they have. So you're basically, as far as leads, you're getting pre-foreclosures, for rent by owners, FSBOs expire. I love this company. I highly recommend it. Now, Power Agents, you guys get a discount with RedX if you go, and you'll find that information in the vendors tab. So once again, classroom, and then when you go to classroom, everything's alphabetical. Vendors is a V. It's at the bottom of the screen. Anyway, you'll scroll through it. Okay, that's number 2, is choose your dial for dollars. Let's go to number 3, hit the streets. Now, here's what I mean by hitting the streets. There's 2 ways to hit the streets. It's door knocking and it's mailing. So let's talk about the 2. Michael Ardolino, one of our Power Agents, he started as who's new. He's doing 71 listings, 64 sales, because he's really good at this part of it. And so his new agent coming into our training, he just kicked butt so quick. There's a couple of ways that you can get a list of people in your community that you want to prospect. One company is called Cold Directory, C-O-L-E Directory. Great company. I highly recommend them. I don't know what their costs are, but they will give you phone numbers, addresses, everything. I think their blood type, these are the gurus when it comes to finding lists of people. But another option, for those of you that have the RedX, they have this thing. You'll see it up on your screen. That little red thing, it's like it's grayed out, expireds is grayed out, but next to that says Geo Leads. What you can do is you type in an address, like this example here, it says 741 Taylor Avenue. And then I tell it, listen, show me all the homeowners who've been in the home for at least 2 years. And you'll see all the blue spots. Those are actually people that have been in the home for at least 2 years. The gray, less than 2 years. Like, I don't want to prospect people that just moved in because they're probably not going to sell. And then I can download that list with their address, their phone number, if they are in the do not call list. Oh, that's the other thing, gang. People that are concerned about the do not call list, the RedX, they do that too for you. They tell you who's on the do not call list. But this is a sample of downloading this list into Excel. Then you can take that and put it into whatever system you have, like a CRM or something like that. Now, let me give you some dialogue for hitting the streets. So, hi, this is Darryl Davis, Power Realty. How are you? Fine. I hope I'm not interrupting, but the reason why I was calling is I've been sending you some information about the market to keep you informed about what's going on in the neighborhood. Have you been getting that information? So one of the things I suggest that you do, and I'm going to show you in a minute, gang, is before you call your farm area, you want to hit them with some mailing pieces. And I'm going to show you that in a minute. This would be the call that you would do to introduce yourself after you've sent them some mailings. Now, at this point, say, I've been sending you some information. I want to make sure you've been getting it. And they say, yes. Say, now you're going to offer something of value. Let me show you. Well, one of the things we're also doing for the neighbors is I'm offering a free report on blank, a free report on how to sell your house in today's market or how to improve the curb appeal of your home, etc. I understand you folks may not be selling now, but if you ever do, this is a really great report that it's good to have in your home and to have in your paperwork. So if you ever decide to sell, another option, which is this one's more my favorite, the second thing you can offer is a free over-the-phone market analysis. And why we think this is really important is because for most people, their home is their most important asset. And just like if you have a stock market portfolio, periodically you should check up on it to see how it's doing. Well, we feel that homeowners should do the same thing with their home. They should check up on the value of their property. So what we're offering is a simple over-the-phone market analysis, how it works. I basically ask some questions about your home and then go back to the computer, do a market analysis, call you back with the results. Do you have something you'd be interested in? I could do that now with you. And so, gang, I love this because here's how the concept works of the over-the-phone market analysis. You basically call the homeowners. You offer this as a service to the community. If they say, yeah, because there's some homeowners that would be interested to know what their house is worth, but they don't want a salesperson coming over trying to list their house, right? So if you say, listen, I do it over the phone, I don't have to see you. Now, when you ask the question about Betterment's Bet, you're building that relationship with the homeowner. Oh, you have a colonial. Oh, that's lovely. You got kids. I got kids too. So now I'm building this relationship with the homeowner. When I call her or him back with the over-the-phone result, I'm going to give a range. I'm going to say, Mrs. Hannah, your house is worth somewhere between $350 and $400. I know that's a big range, but for me to really zero in on it, I need to see the inside of the property. I'm going to be in the area. I could stop by and take a look. So anyway, if you've built good rapport in the first call and then you call back with a range and suggest that you maybe see the inside, you can get more accurate. It's a beautiful technique. I know so many agents have gotten so many listings from that. Now, door knock. Let's talk about door knocking. So that's some phone call stuff. We're going to do door knocking. We're going to talk about mailings, and then we'll go on to the next strategy. One of our power agents, Larry Gardner, talk about him a lot because he's really mastered this. And I want to just be clear with you, gang. You see, watch this. Let me come back to me for a second because I want you to really focus on what I'm going to say. There is so many different things that you can do in generating listing appointments. This is what we tell our power agents, and this is why our website that we have, along with the live coaching and the calls that we have, is that some of you love the telephone, some of you hate the telephone. Some of you would prefer to do mailing, some of you would prefer to do door knocking. Which is the right answer? There is no right answer. Well, here's the right answer. It's like a diet. There's all different diets, NutraSweet and Atkins and the keto, but which is the best diet? It's the one that you're going to do. It's the one that you're going to stick to. So, I'm not a door knocker guy. I'm a telephone guy. But we teach also door knocking stuff because like Larry, one of our power agents, this picture I picked because this picture represents him. He's over the top, very high energy. He loves people. He's a little annoying from time to time. I love him. I'd say that to him in his face. But he's very exuberant, this guy. He did 70 transactions this year. The year's not over yet. That's pretty good. And I'm going to show you one of the pieces that he does. So he does door knocking. Power agents, we give power agents smile stops. That's what we call them, smile stops, to make people smile. And there's different themes with different expressions. And there's a calendar that you see on the screen here. You don't have to do all of these. You do maybe once a quarter. Let me show you some samples of this. Here's one from Paige. She says she's got a box, a Cracker Jack box, right? And it says on the front, you want to take a crack at real estate? Let Paige help you find your prize. You won't get jacked on your real estate transaction. That's a cute little play on the Cracker Jack. It's a good icebreaker to stop by the neighbors. This is good for past clients. You close a transaction. It says packing boxes is no fun. So pass the time by emptying this one, your realtor, Peg. So Peg gives a box of chocolate with that cute little note at the closing. I love it. That's not expensive. That's a cute little thing to do. This is one of Larry's that we were just talking about. Larry had the ice cream scoopers, and he had them printed with his name and his mortgage loan officer with the card. Hey, we've got the scoop on the real estate market. And let me tell you something. It's really about just going to a house with a reason to drop something off. It's an icebreaker. It's building rapport. Very cool stuff. This you can send out to for sale boners. Let me highlight some of the ways to get your house sold. I like that one. And now this is one of my favorites. Liz, you guys are there's a lot more smarter people on this call, I know, because I can see the names that's on the call over here. And I know some of you. You probably know this already. I didn't know. I heard about this last year. I thought I wish I had known this when my son was still a kid. It's called trunk or treat. Now, for those of you like me that you didn't know what that is, let me explain. Instead of the kids going from door to door, the neighbors get to a parking lot, they decorate their trunks, and the kids stay in the parking lot, and they go from trunk from car to car, and they do trick or treating that way. It's safer. It's let me show you something. I love this idea so much. I created with Julie this planning guide on how to formulate, put together, and promote a trunk or treat event. Because to me, this is like, watch this, here's some pictures. Look at it. How cool is this? So these are the neighbors that they get together and they decorate. And if this becomes your event that you do every year, look at this over here. This is, what's so brilliant about this, it's great for the kids. It's safe for the kids in the pandemic universe. This is actually great too. It's a safer way to do it, but it also brands you like this. You're bringing your community. Let me go back. You're bringing your community all to a parking lot and you're there managing this event and you're the hero. And people love it. I just love it. And I wanted to teach this because we're coming up on Halloween. This is why I'm telling you now. So those of you should really get this guide. Make sure you do it. It's pretty powerful. Mailings. Let's talk about mailings. Now, Power Agents, one of your tabs is farming and self-promotion in that classroom section. So I'm going to be teaching from the farming and self-promotion right now. When you click in there, Power Agents, there are hundreds of forms and flyers and mailing pieces that you can customize, right? I mean, the whole website has over 400 pieces, but this particular one has a lot. I don't know the exact number, but let me just show you some of them. Like this one is so perfect now because we're coming to that time of year. The do's and don'ts of selling your home this fall, and it has some tips. And then you put your branding information at the bottom of the flyer. So there's a good mailing piece. You know, some of you are in parts of the country where you're worried about storms, whether it's hurricanes, lightning, what's the other one? Tornadoes. And so sending out pieces that shows the community you're concerned about how to stay safe. This is just one of them. We actually have a couple of weather ones. We got something for pets too, to keep your pets. What do you do with your pets during an event like a hurricane or tornado? This is a flyer on that over-the-phone market analysis concept, right? So I had told you guys to call and offer that as one of the value pieces. What you can also do is do a mailing about over-the-phone market analysis to your whole community. But these are my favorites. You'll see it says letter 01. I want to go through. There's 3 letters. And I want you to imagine that you mail to your neighbors or your community that you're prospecting, and you say, dear neighbor, I'm delighted to announce that I just sold a home located at 10 Umpty Lane. Okay, good. Next month, you mail out this letter. Dear Hannah, I want you to know here's a list of all the homes that have sold in our area. And then number 3, next month, 3rd month. Dear Hannah, I want you to know here's what's happened in the last 30 days, all the new listings, all the houses that sold. Now, here's what you do month 4. Month 4, you go back to the first letter. And then month 5, you go to this letter. And you just keep rotating these 3 letters. I'm going to tell you something, gang. These 3 letters are so powerful because if you're mailing this out or emailing it out with your company information, your face, your photo, it creates the perception that you're listing and selling everything in the marketplace. It doesn't say that I'm listing and selling all of these, but it creates that perception. So I love this. It's so simple, 3 letters. Now, by the way, non-power agents, I want to talk to you for a second. That trial, one of the things you're getting today is those templates, whether you can use them in an email or you can do it as a mailing, but you're getting those templates that you can use. So, and that's for the $5, you get to keep all that. All right, let's talk number 4 about social media. So I'm going to skip the testimonial because I want to make sure I get through all this content. So one of the things you can do with social media is create a habit of where you're doing some video about whatever. So this is one of the pieces that we have for Power Agents. Let me just show you. This is one of the pages in that workbook. So the first one is share 2 mindful wellness strategies. Talk about what you're doing to stay fit and focused. Share what your local MLS board is doing to help homeowners during this time. Share 6 things you love about the community you serve. Okay, so what I'm saying that you can do, gang, is get in the habit of just sharing 2 or 3 minute thoughts and ideas that you would share it to the community, share it on a Facebook closed group, and which, by the way, guess we're going to give you that to you today, that e-guide on those video ideas. So we'll talk about that later. Also doing, I love this one that we created, gang, because a lot of homeowners are doing self home improvements, right, because of the pandemic. So we created this idea, this little promotional piece for agents. Like, here is the rate of return, ROI, rate of return on investment. So if you invest in updating your plumbing, if you spend $100, you're going to get 250% return on that investment. And it goes through some of those. So that's another mailing piece, a social media piece that you can do. When interest rates go up, sellers often come down in price to compensate, right? With rates rising, if you thought about selling, now's the time. So they haven't risen yet, but if they do, that'll be the time to sell. Power Agents, that's all in the social media section. There's all of these social media things that you can be promoting. But let me show you something else. Gang, what you can do on social media is advertise and do a Zoom workshop on how to sell your house in today's market. What you're looking at right now is a template we created for Power Agents that is social media friendly because of the dimensions. Like, it'll work on Facebook, it'll work on Instagram. So what you would do is create an event saying, hey, listen, if you're going to sell your house in today's market, how do you do that? And you can have guest speakers. I think the next one is a flyer. Yeah, let me show you this. Special guest speakers. You see it there on the flyer in the middle? So there would be you. Then you can have a mortgage officer. You can have a real estate attorney, home improvement expert, home inspector, moving professional. You don't have to have all of those people. I was just giving you ideas. These are templates, because each one could talk for 15 minutes. So imagine like a Zoom call where there's like 4 of you, right? There's you and 3 others. It's an even number. You know what that would look like on the screen, 2 up and 2 down on a Zoom call. And each person takes like 15 minutes. So if you share for 15 and they talk, that's an hour right there. And you can leave time for questions and answers. So I think this is a brilliant idea. It doesn't cost you anything. It promotes you. It brands you as an expert on how to sell your house in today's market. Now, I want to share one other thing with you. So now watch this, gang. This is a little go behind the curtains that should really help you in your business. So you'll notice that some companies, they offer these free guides, right? Like if you go to our Darryl Speaks, you'll see it there at the top. It's in blue. It says resources. Like, we have this section of the website that we have free stuff. And some of the free stuff we have is these e-guides. And what happens is if you click on one of those guides that you want to get, which our guides are loaded with great content, right? They're not sales pitches. There's stuff you actually learn. So when you click on it, like, this is the Agent Feel Guide, and says, all right, here's what you're going to learn in this e-guide, and you fill out the information. You then go into our system and say, all right, here's somebody who is interested in our guide. Maybe we'll offer other guides, or we'll let them know about other webinars. And you may want to consider doing the same thing, is promoting some kind of guide, some kind of sheet, some kind of tip, and have people click through to get it. And you capture that information. I'll talk about a little bit how to create a page like this, but one of the things that we created for Power Agents, gang, is a seller's guide to real estate. And you can use this as an online lead generation, like I was just talking about. You can use it as a smile stop item. If you're door knocking, you want to just give it out to people, you can put it on your website. I'm telling you, this is one of the things that we're really proud of, a listing appointment. Use it as an icebreaker, because let me just show you this. This is a really good picture, because It's 40 pages. We really shouldn't call it an e-guide. We should call it a book. It's Home Seller's Guide to Real Estate. If you're thinking about selling your house in today's market, it's 40 pages. It's loaded with such great content. Now, when a homeowner is reading this guide, it does validate throughout the guide what a real estate professional does for them, right? And of course, at the end of the guide, you have your contact information on the back of it, so they reach out to you, they're getting it from you. So this is just another great social media idea on how to, we're gonna skip this slide, that you can use to promote you and generate leads. Number 5 is improve your listing conversation. So let's go through our strategies so far. The first one I said, I shouldn't do this because I don't remember the first one. Be a leader. Be a leader in your market. Number 2 is pick a dial for dollars. Number 3, Julie, what was number 3? Number 3.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. Wait, I should be doing it. I want to recap for people. Wait a second. Okay, number 3 is hit the streets, right? Look at doing mailings, doing phone calls, hit like a neighborhood, right? Number 4 was, which we just did, which is look at social media as a place for you to do your advertising and promote yourself to generate leads. Number 5 is improve your listing appointment, right? You want to be strong with that homeowner. So for example, here's how we teach power agents to do the listing appointment. We're going to just go give an overview of this. We use the acronym REAL, R-E-A-L, because we want you to be authentic. You know, part of the motto of a power agent is we don't sell people, we serve people. We don't close people, we coach people. And this is the overview of the listing appointment. You want to build that rapport with the homeowner right out the gate. The better you are building rapport, the more they're going to trust you as you go to the next stage, which is engage them. You want to ask them questions about where they're moving to, why they're, what's important to them. Once you find out what's important to them, you're going to give them advice. This is where you're going to perhaps coach them on how you can serve them to get to their next level in their life, and talk about MLS, how you use MLS and how you use the internet and your advertising, etc. And then, of course, the L stands for list and leave, because you're completing that conversation. Now, I've taught about this a lot, so power agents, this should be review for you. The most powerful thing that you can do on listing appointments is use stories, metaphors, and analogies. And I'm going to give you a couple of my favorites. And power agents, if you've been with me before, you know these are my favorites. When it comes to selling a house, Mr. and Mrs. for sale by owner, Mr. and Mrs. Hana, there's I equate it to fishing, like finding the buyers like trying to catch a fish. You know, you can go out to a lake and sit in the rowboat and you throw a line out in the lake trying to catch a fish. You got to have a lot of patience. It's going to take some time. And that's similar, like when you're a for sale by owner, when you put an ad on the internet, that ad is a fishing line. Now, if you do a public open house, that would be another fishing line. So you have some lines that you're putting out there trying to catch your buyers. At Power Realty, we don't use fishing lines. I want you to imagine a big fishing trawler going out into the ocean, throwing a big net out into the ocean. That's the type of marketing that we do. So we're not just trying to find one buyer, we're trying to create demand for your property. This is why homes that are sold by a real estate professional sell for more than when a for sale by owner. Why? Because we're using a fishing net. We're bringing more demand, more buyers on board so we can be more selective and pick the best fish. Okay. And here's the other thing. Selling a house is like putting together a show. You know, when you can go to a Broadway show, you look at it, there's all these departments involved. You got the lighting department, set design, costume design, makeup, you got all these people. And all these people talk to one person every day in rehearsal, and that's the director. The director is the glue that keeps the show together. Well, Mr. and Mrs. Hana, on a real estate transaction, you've got the same thing. You've got the buyers, then you've got the appraiser and the engineer and the title company. You said you have a friend who's an attorney who's going to help you. And let's say the buyers, they've got one too. And then the home inspector and the bank rep. What's interesting is you as the homeowner, as a FSBO, you only talk to the buyers and to your attorney. You don't talk to the appraiser or the engineer or the buyer's attorney. Your attorney, you said, is going to do this for you. They only talk to the other attorney and to you. They don't talk to the buyers or the engineer or the title or the bank rep. You've got all these people not talking to one another. And the scary thing is any one of them has the power to kill the transaction. There's only one person everybody talks to, and that's me, the real estate professional. You're trying to sell a house without a professional. It's like trying to put a Broadway show together without a director. It's going to bump. Listen, if selling a house was as simple as catching the fish, catching the buyer, you wouldn't have to be licensed by the state. So there's got to be more behind the curtains that you're not aware of that goes into doing this final production. Anyway, gang, you want to do metaphors, analogies. Now, yes, I have a gift for you. This $5 trial thing, you're going to get a copy of the listing appointment. It's 103 slides. It's PowerPoint, so you can customize it. Anyway, we have that gift for you at the end. Okay, so that's for those. The last one is number 6, is become tech savvy. So let's just hit this really quick as far as technology. I'm going to skip this part here. Because Power Agents, we have a webinar for you on technology. When it comes to doing listing appointments and technology, you want to pick a platform to do like this slides. The slides you're looking at right now, I'm using PowerPoint. But there's also, for the Apple Mac people, there's Keynote. That's the equivalent to PowerPoint. But there's also Google Slides. They've got, and that's pretty awesome. So you need to pick one and master that one. Like I said, I like PowerPoint. The next thing is, and to be in tech savvy, you want to figure out what's that video platform you're doing. And most agents are using Zoom, right? The next tech savvy thing is you want to have a CRM. I'm going to show you the Power Builder is, our Power Agents have this. Some of you have your own CRM. And let me just clarify something. Those of you that have your CRM, you're probably not using it as much as you should be. So part of your homework, I'm telling you, is go learn your CRM, because it probably has so many great bells and whistles you're not doing. Like our CRM for our students, it has automated campaigns. Like once somebody goes into the system, it automatically sends out emails to those people on a regular basis. So it's like set and forget. I love that. There's automatic social media posting. So constantly, every day, you can post something that's real estate related on Facebook and your other social media, Twitter, whatever it might be. Look at your CRM and see if it has a newsletter function built into it where it sends out every month some kind of updated newsletter for your contacts in your CRM, which would be your past clients and your farm area. Now, this is really powerful. One of our Power Agents really has mastered this one, Delore, and make sure your CRM has its own website feature built in, like ours does, where that when people fill out a form and asking for that report, or they're asking for that seller's guide, that when they fill it out, it's actually going into your CRM, and then they're automatically sent emails with a follow-up in the monthly newsletter. So to summarize what we've talked about in this fast-paced 60-minute webinar is to be a leader in your community, pick one dial for dollars, and hit the streets, whether it's door knocking, calling, or mailings. Use social media as part of your strategy. Just pick one item. Don't get overwhelmed. Just pick one. Improve your listing conversation, because if you start doing what I'm telling you, you're going to get more listing appointments. You got to get better at converting that appointment into a listing and become a little bit more tech savvy. We are in a new real estate reality, gang, where technology is such an important part of what we do. And the last thing I have for you is become Power Agent today for only $5, because you're going to get a bunch of bonuses, which I'm going to show you, and then we're going to open it up to questions. So, Sarah, you can pop up the link for these folks right now. I'm going to share with them what we're going to do. Is the Power Program is $97. But anybody can lock in now at $47 a month for as long as you're a Power Agent. But you can cancel anytime. But that you're getting the coronavirus pricing right now for the new and improved Power Program. But here's the cool thing is, for the first 30 days, it's only $5. And you're going to get a ton of bonuses that I'm going to show you in just a minute. But just to explain what the Power Program is, you have complete access to the website. You get a copy of today's recording. You get a copy of the slides. Part of the program is every Monday, there's a live coaching call with me. It's a group call where you get to call in and ask any questions. And I will tell you, Power Agents love these Monday calls. That sets the tone, which, by the way, if there's any Power Agents on the call right now, if you wouldn't mind telling Power Agent, like in the chat, just let people know what you think about the program, whether your favorite part is the coaching calls Monday, or if it is the webinars on demand that we do on a regular basis. Or some of you, I know you love the Facebook group. You are so active in that group. There's a tremendous amount. It's a closed group, so only power agents have access to it. And the referrals and the networking. I know some of you absolutely love the website because it has hundreds of, it's like there's so much content there for you to get access to use in your business on a regular basis. Now, there's a classroom I'm sorry, not a classroom, a dashboard when you first log in, and you'll see the magic one is the classroom tab. When you click on the classroom, it brings you to, this is just two lines, but there's like several lines that goes from A to V. If let's say you click on the farming and self-promotion, there is just so many forms and flyers and checklists that you can use at your discretion whenever you want, however you want, and you have the ability to actually customize the pieces and put your contact information. And we have added recently a favorite section where, because there are so many forms and flyers, that if you tag something as a favorite, it goes into your own folder and it keeps track of your favorites. There is a search function. So let's say you need something for FSBO. You type in FSBO, it searches the entire website, and bada bing, there's the dialogue for FSBOs, and there's some training on that, and there's some flyers and social media promotion for that kind of stuff. And just to finish up, there is some other great sections, but let me just talk about the bonuses that you guys are getting, the guests that are getting today. You're going to get a PowerPoint deck slide of 103 slides that you can use to do the listing appointment, and it goes through actually how to do it. There's a 2-hour training that comes with that deck to help you get your listings. There is a field guide for this new real estate reality that we're dealing with. It's an e-guide you're going to get. There's sample COVID-19 contract addendums that we've written and put together and collected from other students. There is the email templates that you can send out to your farm area. It's already written for you. You can customize it. There is the prospecting dialogue for FSBOs and expireds. You're getting that today, these 15 best video live topics to do on Facebook. And plus, there is, we talked about the copy of the slides, the CRM, our CRM that we have. You can try it for a month at no charge. After that, it's $49. And Box Brownie, a company that we love, you get free touch-ups to photos for your listings. That's valued at $48. And then actually RedX, you get that for free for 30 days. And it says $538. That's the value if you do the whole package after the 30 days, but it's actually, there's levels that you can participate. So anyway, that's this comes out to over $1566, but whoops, sorry, but that's it. So Julie, let's open up to questions.
Goodness, we have a lot, so buckle in.
Okay, all right, I want to see the time. So before I go to the questions, and I see, oh my gosh, gang, if you're a guest, I suggest that we had somebody who wished that they had jumped in when we had another special and they didn't. So the honest, there it is, what's on your screen. You get all of that for $5. And if you decide to not continue after the trial, you get to keep all that stuff. So you're going to get that instantly once you click on there and you go. Okay, Julie, questions. What do we got?
First of all, I want to thank all our power agents who are jumping in and telling our guests all about their program. So thank you, all of you who are doing that and explaining. I'm going to start at the bottom and work our way up.
Okay.
The program include RedX.
Yes, like any of the bonuses like RedX and Power Builder, the CRM, that's included if you want to, because those items, there's an additional charge because RedX is a separate company. The Power Builder, the CRM, we had it customized for power agents, but that's a separate company. So those are the two main ones. Everything else, there is an additional, but that's, yeah, so you don't have to, anytime you want to do your 30 days with RedX, like if you want to do it right now, you can activate it right now. If you wanted to wait a couple of months after you're in the Power program, you can do that too. So it's totally up to you. Next question.
A $40 credit for Box Brownie in the Tech Tools and Training. So very exciting. Full access is $47 a month. There was, okay, let's see. How long is the $47 a month?
It's as long as you're a power agent, right? So if you decide to stay a power agent with us for the next 5 years, then, you know, It's 47 the whole time. So we are going to raise the price. We're doing it just because we're trying to help people as best as we can, but still run the company. So I'm not sure when we're going to go back to the 97, but if you register today it's 47. And if we raise it to 97 tomorrow, you're still in at 47 for as long as you want.
Fantastic. So much information where to start. We actually have a quick start guide in the dashboard. I don't know if you want to show them that.
Yeah, let me do that. So where am I? So give me a second here. So there is gang, I'm actually on the website right now, and this platform we use, it may seem a little choppy or whatever. So and people, while that is doing what it's doing, you'll see on the website this little bubble here. If you click on that, there's an actual person there that will answer your questions. We're really great in customer service. People love our customer service. There is a quick start guide. I'm not going to click on it because I can tell there's a lot of traffic on the website right now because of the webinar, so it's acting a little slow. But when you sign up and you log in, you see in the upper right-hand corner, it says, "Howdy, Sarah." So that when you're logged in, you'll know you're logged in because that's there. And this is the first thing you'll see. It's your dashboard. The dashboard, you get to go to, let's say, Classroom, and that's where the magic is. But then there's our Monday weekly coaching calls. This is the CRM, the Facebook closed group, but there's the quick start guide. And when you click on that, it opens up a document that gives you suggestions on how to maximize the value out of the program. Next question, Julie.
Yes, sorry. I'm trying to answer questions too. Do you have any role-playing training? I actually can answer that one. A lot of in our Power Agent community, our closed group, a lot of them offer to do role-playing with each other. So that is something that many of our Power Agents do. Do you have any social media training? Again, that's going to be in that tech training and tools. If you
let me go. Listen, I'm in the classroom, and I know it's blurry. Gang, this is the actual classroom. What I was showing you before was like screenshots. So I'm actually in it right now. This is all of the different topics: servicing listings, handling objections, social media, tech tools and training, time and money management. So if, let's say, you're having an issue and you need help on a topic, like let's say today we talked about prospecting, you would click on the prospecting tab, and then there's all this stuff to help you in prospecting. There's the dialogues, there's the mailing pieces, there's some social media, there's the trunk or treat. It's in the prospect. I love the trunk or treat. But let me go back to the tech question. So let's say you need help with technology. You click on the tech tools and training, and what you're going to find, we've hired somebody that has been helping us build this because Julie's been doing webinars with a tech specialist, and we've been creating online training. So first of all, there's how to set up an Instagram account. Here's how to set up a Facebook page, how to set up LinkedIn. There is the presentation, but then there's video too, right? So there's how to use the Power Builder, how to use Zoom 101, Zoom 102, PowerPoint, how to use that. There's a box brownie. So people have said, everybody says actually, that this is the best valued coaching and training program in our industry because we give you so much. Next question, Julie.
Yes, so it comes with the coaching program every Monday, and what time is that? Yeah,
so it's at 11 o'clock Eastern time, and what we do is, first of all, I'm in the coaching tab now. It'll tell you, here's the phone number, and you can take notes, by the way, during the call, so your own little training manual. And it tells you, here's the phone number to call. Then you click on this, it'll add it to your calendar. If you can't make it to the call, we record it for you so you can listen to it later. And that's every Monday. So this is all of the recordings for the last several weeks. There's a lot. There's a lot of training, a lot of support, and there's more. Okay, next question.
How do I get phone numbers and emails from my farm area?
The best way to do that is a company that'll reverse it for you. So, because if you do it, one way to do it is use Cold Directory. They have that ability, but it'll cost you a lot more than if you just do RedX. So we recommend RedX. If you're not a Power Agent, you can just go to RedX. If you're a Power Agent, what you'll do, because you'll save a ton of money, you'll save over $500 if you, when you go to the classroom section and then you go to vendors, when you click on vendors, we have, this is the least prettiest part of the website. It's not pretty, right? But because these are hyperlinks, and you'll see if the Red X, you'll click on that, and that'll bring you to the Red X. Use the special promo code, and then you'll save $500 and some odd dollars. Okay. Next question, Julie.
With COVID, do you still recommend door knocking, or what's an alternative?
Me personally, I would not door knock. Now, I'm from Long Island, New York. New York got hit the hardest in the beginning, along with California. But New York, we were very serious. Our state mandated a shut-in for several weeks. And, I'm still reeling for that. I'm still like nervous. So that's me personally. Now, Larry, one of our power agents who's from Long Island, he's door knocking, man. He's got his mask on with the smile faces and beat the. He's out there. So you do what's comfortable for you. If it were me, I would hit the phones and use my telephone as my door knocking. So that's the answer there.
Oh, Beth said, I just signed up for the trial. Does that mean I'm a power agent now? Yes.
Yes, you're a power agent. Which, by the way, you'll see here, power logo. When you become a power agent, that's a registered trademark. Nobody can use that in our industry. I own that. I wrote the book on how to become a power agent. So once you become a power agent, you can promote that in your business. And you can download those logos. And we're in the process. Julie has an idea. We want to brand power agents like a Michigan star. Am I saying that right?
Michelin.
Michelin. I said Michigan. A Michelin star in real estate, that a power agent is a higher end agent. And here's why. So we're in the process of putting that into the plan. Next question, Julie.
Do you download everything, or is it mailed?
What?
They want to know if that we mail them content or if it's downloadable. Everything is downloadable.
Everything's downloadable and customizable.
Beth is excited. Carly says, yay. Let's see. Blah, blah, blah. If I joined 2 weeks ago, will my price stay the same?
Oh, yes. Okay. So some of you had signed up before the price had changed. So whatever you signed up for in the trial, you're at the lower price. So don't worry. So people that signed up before at the different price, you're at that price. Okay. If you have any questions, you just go to that bubble. Okay.
Bubble.
The bubble. And this is the
bubble.
I'm going to click on the bubble. Everybody look at the bubble. Bada bing. There's Sarah. So if you click on your bubble on your computer, you'll be talking to Sarah. You see here, she's green. She's online right now. So if you're concerned, ask Sarah. But don't worry, you're locked in at the price that you're locked in at. Next question, Julie.
Christian asks, how do I get over the fear of calling?
The long answer is therapy. No, listen, but the short answer, now this is going to sound like I'm selling you, but just trust me on this. Become a power agent if you're not already. And bring that question to me on Monday's call, because then I'll have a one-on-one with you. What's the name of that person?
Christian.
Christian, you'll be on the call. You'll be able to talk to me. You won't be muted. Like I can't talk to you right now. I mean, I can talk. You can't talk to me. And I will coach you in 5 minutes, and I will help you have a breakthrough in your fear. Okay?
I love it.
Next question.
I have noticed some FSBOs have a crazy high price for their home. Should that be discussed ASAP?
No, don't discuss price with a FSBO on the telephone. The purpose of you calling the for sale by owner, what you should be committed to is getting in the door, okay? Get in the door. Do not do listing appointment over the phone. Do not talk commission. Do not talk about MLS. Don't talk about 6-month listing agreement. You just want to see the house, see how you can help them. See the house, see how you can help them. Now, if you're in a coronavirus hotbed area and you don't want to go or they don't want you to go there, then you'll do a Zoom call. You say, listen, I just want to set up a time when you and I can talk with your husband or your wife, whatever, on a Zoom call so I can go through that. Do not discuss on that initial call. It's to build a relationship and to set the next appointment, okay? Next question.
Yes. I'm actually going to combine some because some are asking, are the farming letters free? Some are asking, are the materials free? So everything that we've shown is that part of the Power Agent program?
Okay, listen, let me show you something, gang, because I know I think it's funny people ask this, but here's why they're asking this. Do you see all of the slides that I just showed you? When you become a Power Agent, it's all yours. This was just 1 hour seminar. The content that you have access to, it's all yours to use in your business, to customize it. I know, Darryl, you're saying for only $5? Yes. After that, it's $47, and you can cancel anytime. And even that, right? $47, that's ridiculous. Yes. We see, here's our coaching program has the highest conversion and retention rate in the industry. Why? Because we give you a ridiculous amount of value for very little. And because we understand we want to help you and retain you as a Power Agent. We want you in the family and to stay in the family. All right? Go ahead, Julie, next question.
Goodness.
There's a lot of questions. All right, listen.
There is.
We'll stay on the call. It's all right. They'll stay and we'll stay.
Awesome. Do you have
No hurry.
Do you have any recommendations for a website provider?
No, I don't. I will tell you though. Okay.
Or CRM?
Yeah, our CRM, it's called Power Builder, right? And let me just go to that. The Power Builder, when you get our CRM that has the website, that's 27. Is it 27, Julie, or 29? 29. It's 29. 29. So for $29, what you get is automated campaign. You keep your clients. You get the newsletter. You get the website. The website alone is worth probably $59 a month. But for $29, you get a full-fledged website that is absolutely incredible that you can customize. Now, for another $20 with the CRM, you can add on to that automated social media posting. Okay, so there's two levels in the CRM. It's a lot to throw on a 1 hour call. So just become a Power Agent. We'll help you through the rest. Next question.
We've got team members that can help answer questions too. So don't stress about it today.
Yeah, don't stress about it. You can't have a total breakthrough in your career in 1 hour. What we just did on this call, we planted some seeds. So it takes a little bit of time. You know, Larry Gardner, he did 70 transactions by September. He didn't do 70 transactions in January. Like throughout the year, he was doing stuff that we teach, and he built his business. So the same will happen for you. Next question, Julie.
Robin says, I'm terrified of making calls too. Short of therapy, would love coaching. I just signed up.
All right, good. All right.
I love it. Let's see here.
Listen, the Power Agent program is a lot cheaper than therapy too.
Can you print labels from the CRM? I think so, actually.
Yeah, I know you can. You absolutely can. You can print labels from the CRM. Next question.
Where do we get the recording from today?
So if you're signing up as a Power Agent today, you're going to get an email with a link for this recording. In addition to that, I'm going to go to the website. It's going to be posted webinars on demand. So when you click on webinars on demand, we have all of these. These are all of the weekly webinars that I've done over the past since the coronavirus. But the first three, first four are the most recent ones. So they're not alphabetical. It's done by date. So you'll see, where am I? August 26th. That was last week. I did the negotiating webinar. Now you see, let me give you an example, gang. Some trainings I said go deep and some go wide. Today's webinar was wide. I covered a bunch of things. But last week, I went deep on just negotiating. The week before that, I went deep on the listing appointment. The week before that I went wide. I went with blueprint, like here's your business plan for the rest of the year. Now, every one of these has slides with them. So when you click on it, you not only watch the video, but you actually download slides so you can take notes and do whatever you want with it.
Wonderful.
Next question.
Next question.
Sounds like you're getting tired from the questions, Julie.
No, I'm just trying to sort them together. If we use the Power Agent logo, does that not go against our broker or NAR rules? I wouldn't think so.
No.
No, it's just like adding a CRB or a.
It's like putting CRB, CRS, but this power Agent, you're going to make some MONEY.
Let's see. What if talking about for rent by owners? What if there's a gatekeeper? They just say no because they're afraid of losing. Like if you're talking to a property manager, would they maybe just say no because they don't want to lose their income?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. Well, there's a couple of ways you can do that. You can go in softer and talk about the rental, and you want to, maybe going that way and then work your way into the listing. The second option is maybe, which is probably what I would do. And forgive me because I'm making this up on the spot here with this question. I think what I would do is when I talk to the rental manager, I would offer them a referral fee by giving you the introduction to the owner. And not just on that one, but on all the properties that they happen to be managing, that you work out a deal with them because it'll be beneficial to them. It'll be beneficial to their client. This is a good time to sell, and they'll make a ton of money. So that's what I would do.
Excellent. If I hate cold calling, can I use a ringless voicemail as an introduction to potential clients? So it's sort of like the Red X tool where it fires off all the voicemails.
Yeah, I know what that is. Yeah, it skips. It doesn't even ring their phone. It just goes right to their voicemail. Yeah, you can listen. You can do that. Sure, that's better than doing nothing. And I will tell you, we have dialogue that you can leave on that voicemail. So if I go to Classroom, so you guys are getting to see how we use the website. Oh, by the way, I'm going to tell you one other thing. Well, all right, let me finish answering that question. So if I go to prospecting, and see, we organize the site where it would make sense to you, right? So if you're calling and leaving messages, you'll see right here in the middle, dialogue, FSBO, voicemail. So this is, so you would record that once, and then you would have that software like slide dial go right and leave messages for people, which is the question that you had. So yeah, you can do that, and there's a dialogue for it. Now there's something else I want to show you. This for all the new Power Agents, even the current Power Agents. So we added this over here called Darryl's Top Picks. And the reason why we added this is because people always asked us, where's a copy of the slides and what Darryl was talking about, blah, blah, blah. So what we did is we put some of our best items in here, but if you go to the bottom where it says webinar bonuses, so all of the bonuses are also here. Now, if you're a new Power Agent, we're going to email you a link for those of you that sign up today, but I'm letting you know we've also put it here for you under Darryl's Picks at the bottom called webinar bonuses. There's one other thing that I'll show you while I'm here is in Darryl's Picks, one of the things that we've added to the program is periodically brainstorming sessions with Power Agents. So it's not all Power Agents. It's maybe about 100, 150 Power Agents. And we just brainstorm a specific topic. The value that's come out of these calls has just been phenomenal. I mean, just agents sharing their own ideas beyond what I teach, and we're just loving it. So this has become now a new part of the program where it's I'm on the call, Julie's on the call, and then everybody's just shooting out ideas or asking questions. It's pretty awesome. All right, next question, Julie.
Very cool. Again, George says, FSBOs are so scared they're hoping one of us calls them. So that's hysterical.
Who said that? George Rosario?
How often is the site updated? You have no idea. Like, it's half of my life. Never mind. Now, this is a Power Agent that signed up last year and really hasn't used the site. So it's
oh my God! I'm sorry. If you haven't signed up last year today, it's not the same. We spent $25,000 on just redoing the whole site. Forget about the forms. This you can't tell in this camera shot, but this is a form. This morning, I told Julie, all right, listen, this form, we're going to change this over here. We're going to merge this one. So my point is, we have a team that's constantly updating and improving the program site, constantly. Oh, that's something else we added. I got to tell everybody, wait a second. This is good. We added on every page in the website, in the class, on the Power Program website, make a suggestion. So let's say you're in any one of this page, you'll see this. So if I go to classroom, I'm going to pick another tab. So if I go to, here, I'll go to coaching calls. It should be up here too.
Good. While you're on there, I'm glad you're on coaching calls because people want to know what happens if they miss a call.
Okay, I'll cover that. So what it'll do is if you click on make a suggestion, right, it'll open up a form, and which is taking a long time to do right now. But you click on that, make a suggestion, because let's say there's something missing in the website you wish we had, or you want something that we don't have. You fill out this form here, make a suggestion, and tell us, and then we'll implement it. Which reminds me, Julie, I just saw one this morning. Don't let me forget when we get off the call, because I want to talk to you about that one. So write that down, or Sarah, write it down. I know Sarah's on the phone. Now, the coaching calls. If you miss a coaching call, we record it. What you can do is actually, let me show you this. Watch this. You can click on here and ask your question. So the suggestion box can also be a question you have for me about your business. Darryl, I'm still have the fear of the telephone. What can I do? And what I'll do is during the call, I'll call out your name. I print out your question. I say, hey, Mary, are you on the call? She's not on the call. Okay, Mary, she emailed me in advance this question. And I'll read your question, and then I'll coach you as if you're on the call, and you'll hear it later in the recording. Next question, Julie.
I think we're coming to the end here finally. So.
Oh, I see they're all gone. Okay, good. And there's still hundreds of people on the call. Okay, cool. I like when that happens. All right, well, that's it. So if you guys don't have any other questions.
Deep conference calls are deep questions. So I've asked those people to join us on Monday's call. It sounds like it's going to be a busy call. So you can, like Darryl said, you can use that suggestion box, or you can ask a question in the coaching call, and that'll go to us, and we'll navigate that to the top of the call on Mondays, which again are 11 Eastern.
Wait, I'm going to show everybody one thing that's still on the call. Hang on a second. What I'm going to show you is that, so if I go to dashboard, because this is part of that question, but I'm going to show something else. If I go to dashboard and I want to go to the Facebook closed group, this is the Power Agent group that we have.
Love these people.
Love these people. And so there's a lot of brainstorming and ideas, like oh, listen, look what Julie just posted. Gang, one of the things that we post, Julie writes every month, is a calendar for you. Okay, here's a suggestion of just one idea you can do today. So if there's 30 days in the month of September, we give you 30 ideas for your business, one for each day. Power Agents love this. They print it out. It's motivational. It has technique and ideas in it. But let me go to one of the calls. So the Monday coaching calls, this is the last one that was August 31st. This was live. Now, look, I want you to see this. That's me making my funny face before the call starts all the time. And but anyway, you see it says 97 comments. So what's happening during the coaching calls, gang, you'll see it says an hour and 30 minutes. It's supposed to be an hour, but they always go over. What happens is if you ask me a question and I'm coaching you, there's some Power Agents that watch the call on Facebook. And they'll comment and they give suggestions to the questions of people. So this is every week. This is what happens. Look at all this. Look at these suggestions, the articles, ideas. It's just crazy. You will not find a better program at $47 a month like you will with once you become a Power Agent. So I highly encourage you to check out us, date us for 30 days, and then if you like us, you marry us and you stay in the program, okay?
Oh, Susan, thank goodness one of our Power Agents says it's Tuesday next week. Thank you for the reminder, because Monday is Labor Day. So we already put the notification that we're going to be doing our coaching call on Tuesday. So thank you so much, Susan, for that reminder while we're telling everybody to show up on Monday.
Yeah, so don't show up this Monday. It'll be next Monday. Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Susan. Where's the calendar that you just showed? That's going to be in your time management, time and money.
Hang on, Julie. I just want to show people this calendar that Jeannie just asked, the power agent. So you go to classroom. Well, I'm already in classroom here. I go down to time management, and then all of the calendars that Julie does for you are in the time and money management.
We just keep the current one in there. So
what's that, Julie?
We keep the most current one in there because we change it out every year. So we keep the most current one in there so people don't get confused.
I see. Okay, so we don't keep all of the calendars, just the most recent one.
No, and it was getting really confusing for people, so that's why we just put the most current calendar.
Okay, and where is the calendar? I'm looking
for calendar.
It's under C for calendar.
See it right there?
There it is. See that? Now, when I click on that, there's the calendar.
So it's printable from there. Janie's having a hard time printing it from Facebook because it's just a photo in Facebook of it, but this is actually a PDF, so you can print it and keep it on your desk. So. Yep,
there you go.
Perfect.
Okay.
Perfect.
Any other questions? So happy I attended this today. I honestly thought this would be a waste of time, but this is extremely valuable information. Thank you so much. Sabrina, that was very nice. We'll publish that. Bada bing. Thank you, Sabrina, for that comment. I appreciate it. You're welcome. Am I saying that right? Jeannie?
Jeannie.
Right? Jeannie. Thank you, Jeannie. Susanna. Julie, I have a personal question regarding my parents. Okay, good. That's great. All right. I think we're good. Listen, gang, last thing I'm going to say, and I'll let you all go. For those of you still with us, the support that we have is incredible. So if you have any questions, click on that bubble on the website right there in the bottom right-hand corner. That's number one. Number two is, yes, you get all of this. You get to keep this during the trial. It's only $5. You should absolutely get your foot in the door now before the price goes up. When you're in today, then you're locked in at that $47 if you decide after the trial to continue. And I'm very proud of my team and the support that we have. And I love our power agents. Our power agents are a type of people that, and I'm looking at their comments, they're just good human beings. They're like good people and loving people. And we love working with them. You guys source us. We really work so hard because our power agents are so great people and they motivate us to want to help them. So, all right. Go out there and make a difference, gang. The money we make is a gauge as to how many lives you've helped. So go help a lot of lives and the money will follow. And of course, don't forget to keep smiling. Bye, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.